Hey guys, it's John sitting out here on my back deck enjoying a lovely glass of water. I hope you're having a fabulous, fabulous July 4th weekend. You know, in the book of Matthew, he talks a lot about false prophets. And he talks about the concept of you will know them by their fruit. You know, their fruit is a very interesting element because their fruit is what they're delivering to the world, what they're actually putting out. And most of them will show up talking a story of love and compassion and share, that they are delivering a profound message that will save the world. They also will lean into past conspiracy theories and set themselves up as experts, and oftentimes are shown to be um, basically selling falsehoods to give themselves power and more so money. There's also a subset of that group that uses this spiritual persona that they project to put themselves in positions of power over people. And oftentimes, because of their fame, either from previous careers or their present spiritual career, they will often come up with a series of coaching packages or products to sell that are designed to, you know, save you from yourself, basically, to help you break free and awaken, or you know, evolve into something better. All of these teachers are telling you that you are broken. They're telling you that you are lacking. They're telling you that you're not evolved. And they're showing you that they have a product or a service that will help you evolve. They're getting very, very wealthy doing exactly that. Another trap of the guru who has this sort of following is that they oftentimes are so broken themselves that they use other people to make themselves feel powerful. There are many, many stories of spiritual gurus who have fallen because of their sexual affairs with people, and their multiple sexual affairs with people. And that is the fruit they're bearing. That is who they are. It really comes down to understanding that the power is always within you. You don't need me. You don't need anybody else. If a guru is telling you you need their program or their coaching package, it's because they're selling you the fact that you're broken. You're not broken. The belief that you're broken will give you the experience of being broken. Your belief is creating the experience. You have all the power within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. What you think you become, you create your world. As a man thinketh, so is he. There's nothing good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. You have the ability, you have all the power in the palm of your hands. Many of these gurus are literally leaning into the fact that you're broken, that you've had information hidden from you, that you've been lied to, that all these various aspects. But the power is within you in this moment, in this present moment. Realize that these teachers who are selling you that service. I've heard of some people, spending up $25,000 with a guru to get their inside circle. And they what are $25,000 from one person, and he's got 1,000 people in the group. He's doing all right, you know. So it's interesting, right? But what's so interesting to me is when I look at these gurus, they're always talking about past conspiracies or lies that the churches rip you off of, and or they're talking about the 5D ascension or the prophecies of the end times or revelations or raptures, or they're always talking about the past, they're always talking about the future. But I am is here. I am is not I was or I will be. It's here. Everything that you will experience in life comes from this present moment. Your beliefs about this moment will bring in the experience of that belief. And these gurus are literally selling you conspiracies of the past, prophecies of the future, or they're leaning into darkness. They're saying, we've got to combat the dark with the light. Well, there is nothing good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. And if you choose to think positively, if you choose to think, I'm creating a better world, that's all you need. You don't need the bundles of meditations. You don't need the coaching packages. You don't need anything. All you need is just come to understand what you're believing about this moment and realize that these teachers, the only reason they're talking about the past or the future is because it's an asset to help them sell a product. That's all it is. You don't need the product. You are the product of God. You are one with God. You are the expression of God. You are the direction of God. You are the hand on the paintbrush of your life. And God is the paintbrush, and the canvas. And you are the one who chooses the picture that goes on that canvas. And combined, you and the oneness of God together create a beautiful piece of art or a horrific catastrophe. It all depends on what you're believing as you put that paint to the canvas. But what these other gurus are telling you is that they have the paintbrush and you have to give them your money so that they can paint your life for you. But in reality, you don't need any of them. You don't need me. I often talk about the idea that I don't like doing multiple sessions in my private sessions because I want people to take what we talked about the first time and go off and empower their lives, create something magnificent. The idea that they're coming back sets up the pattern of being a crutch. And I don't want to be a crutch for anybody. I'm just a guy who figured out things in my own life. Yeah, granted, I had some amazing experiences with my past life regression and everything else, but in reality, it always comes down to what did I learn? I learned that each one of us is figuring out our own way, truth, in life. Each one of us has the power of creation within our hands. And spirituality is truly a personal journey. And what gurus are selling you is a journey for you to put your faith in. But it's the faith that creates. When you pray, believe you shall receive. That's biblical. When you pray, believe you shall receive. It always comes back to what do you believe? Now, these false prophets are selling you bad fruit. And they're starting to show themselves. They're being exposed for not really having the knowledge that they claim, or they're being exposed for, you know, selling products and then sexual promiscuity through um, with their clients and everything else. And it's sad to see that these people are literally making $20,000-$30,000 a person just because that's why they're doing it. They're not doing it for enlightenment. They're not doing it to help people heal. They're doing it for the money. For the money. People will often get mad at me because I sell coffee or I sell digital products. I have never once told you needed them. In fact, if you watch my videos, you know that what I've said is I don't have sponsors, and this helps me keep making videos. That's what my videos are. That's what my products are. They're a way to help me continue. That's what donations are. When someone donates, it helps me continue making videos. You know, I'm not in this for the money. I, as far as um, past biblical knowledge, I yield to people like Dan McClellan who study those things. But for me, it doesn't matter anything that happened yesterday. It only matters what I'm doing in the now. Am I living a loving life? Am I being the representation of love that my friend Jeshua was? And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about living a loving life in my videos. when I share the story of my son doing a loving gesture, I'm proud of him for doing so. It always comes down to the idea of understanding that you don't need anyone. You don't need a guru or a teacher to show you the way. Your truth is your truth, and you should lean into your truth and live your truth, your way in your life. And when you do that, you come to realize that the ability to find a greater awareness of your divinity is right here, right now. It's in the fearless present moment. These gurus are telling you to fear what you don't know or to fear an impending event. They are in the I was or I will be's, but not the I am. And you can step in firmly into the I am as a creator of your life and create a joyful, loving expression. And I really wanted to talk about this because I was watching a video today on a guru who I had experiences with him before he was a guru, and I saw the fruit that he bore, and it was not spiritual at all. It was all about money. And he recently has had some issues with um, the Me Too movement. Many people coming out because he used them basically, or at least that's the accusation. But it didn't surprise me because I knew the man, and I knew who he was, and I knew the fruit that he was bearing. So I guess my point of this is this: you don't need anyone, including me. You don't need any of us. Your present moment belief is your direct connection to something greater, to God, to the universe, to consciousness. You don't need doctrines or dogmas or rituals or techniques. You just need to rend control of your present moment belief and turn them towards love rather than fear, and to become fearlessly present. And then you realize your divinity. And as the Buddha said, when you realize how perfect everything is, you'll tilt your head back and laugh at the sky. And I know this is a rambling video that I'm making right now, but after hearing this poor woman's story about how she was abused and how she was taken advantage of, and the $20,000 worth of her money is gone, and this guru was just kind of trying to make himself the victim. I came to realize that I just wanted to say something about it, because there are people out there who are literally preying on your fears. And I don't mean praying with prayer with the hands clasped together. I mean with an E, praying. You are their prey, and they get you into vulnerable moments, and they take advantage of those moments. I promise you this: I will never do that. It would be completely against what Yeshua taught. Love one another. Loving one another is not taking advantage. Loving one another is not shutting someone down or putting yourself into a position of authority over them so that you have power over them. That's not loving one another. Love is equality. Love is knowing that person in front of you might be on a different part of the path, but they're not less than you. And in this moment, there's a lot of gurus out there who are literally selling their personas, their show, to make more money. I promise you, what I do is not a show. It's who I am. I don't pretend to be something I'm not. The things I talk about are the things I believe, and it's the things that I live in my life. And there's almost 1,900 videos on my channel. Go back and watch every one of them, or any one of them. I've been consistent. Now, this channel is only 4 years old, 5 years old, but I've been this consistent since 1999, for 26 years. I haven't changed my story. I haven't gone to the next 5D ascension or to the next, Jesus was in a scene, or all these conspiracies that this is the hidden knowledge and all that stuff. I don't go there. because those are the assets of the past or the future to make you buy products. There's very little of it that's true. And it's the there's a date coming up soon, August. I think it's August 5th. It's in August. So this one of the certain gurus back in June was saying August 5th. Mark your calendar. That's when the aliens are going to make contact with us. And I marked my calendar. What I found interesting was right after he said that, he never said anything about it again. Because he knows that once he gets to August, if it doesn't happen, then he's going to be shown as a fraud. He just put out a explosive statement with a deadline so people would watch that video and he could get more ad revenue. I'm really, I personally hope I'm wrong. Hope aliens do show up. But I'm 99.9% sure that nothing's going to happen on that date. That is even remotely. And he'll say, well, it was done in secret or whatever. There'll be a story if someone calls him out. But I find it interesting how something that big, he's not doing a countdown. He said it once. He never said it again. Because that's the fruit he's bearing. That's the asset that he's marketing to sell more products. You don't need it. You don't need any of it. All the power is within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Ye are gods. And remember this. At any given moment, when someone is talking to you and telling you about the future or the past, realize they're not in the present. They're not in the I am moment. And remember what Moses said God's name was, I am. And you're one with God, which is in the present. It's about becoming conscious about what you believe about the present so that you can create it consciously. And that's my thought on this topic. I know it's a rambling video, but I just wanted to come on and talk about it because it was bothering me. And I will talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.